Glazed Donut Hole cereals. Are they going to be any good? Are there more surface area? Is there more surface area on a round thing than a torus donut thing? Is this live episode going to crash and burn, or are we going to have a lot of fun? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. Happy birthday, everybody, and welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals very seriously. My name is Alex, and I'm so glad you are here today. I eat and review hundreds of cereals a year to make sure that you have a great cereal experience. Every week we do this, sort of. We don't do live episodes every week, but every week we have an episode where we look at what's new and exciting in the cereal world, or we explore old favorites together to rediscover what was once good. I would love for you to let me know if you're here. This is our first live episode, which means we can actually interact with each other. There's a little bit of a delay, maybe 15 seconds delay between my experience and yours, but that doesn't mean we can't chat it up. So I would like to start with the easiest question of all. What is your favorite cereal? Put that in the comments, and we will deal with that as they come along. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that you are logged into this live Cerealsly episode. Hey, right off the bat, I want to tell you about our super special guest. I promoted that there was going to be a possible super special guest on this live episode, and for what it's worth, I think I may have overshot it when it comes to the promotion. Maybe. You'll have to tell me if that's true. Some of you in the comments were guessing all sorts of cereal celebrities, and maybe they would be part of this stream. That is not what I meant at all by a super special guest. Instead, what I actually meant by the super special guest is someone super special to me, and that is my kid, Charlie, is here with us. Look at him there. Oh, wow, what a guy. Charlie is right over here to this side of me. He is sitting at a separate desk. He is manning all the technology. He is managing the shots and the sound and all the other stuff that goes into making a great stream. It's really impressive that Charlie is able to do all that stuff. What a proud dad I am. In fact, some of you know that Charlie was on an episode as a guest a year and a half ago, and it was about kid cereals. That's when he was a kid. He ain't no kid anymore. Now Charlie is 14, a teenager. Do you guys have teenagers? They're really great. We have at least we have two teenagers in our house. So Charlie, thanks for being here. Can we hear you? Can we see you? And can we hear you?
You got it.
Wow. Good job, Charlie. Way to go. Do you hear that teen voice he had? You got it. That was so awesome. Are you putting in the comments what your favorite cereal is? Is anybody doing that, Charlie?
Sure are.
Anybody? What are they saying?
We got honey bunches of almonds with oats.
Honey bunches of almonds with oats, or oats with almonds?
Honey bunches of almonds with oats.
Oh, that person's a joker. Good job. That's great.
Crave.
Crave.
My fave.
Crave is the fave. Wow, of one person. That's great.
Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Cracklin' Oat Bran. Yes. Major episode on Cracklin' Oat Bran from early on. That's one of my most popular videos. That's incredible to me. Anybody who's a longtime fan, do you know what my favorite cereal is? This is a quiz for you people who have really logged in or have been part of my life. Can you remember what my favorite cereal is? Really, there are two, top 1 and 2, and sometimes they're intermingled. I don't mean that I pour them in the same bowl. I never pour them in the same bowl. That would be madness. Can you guess? Anybody guessing? I'm going to tell you. So we will see if you got it right. My favorite cereal of all time, Crispix from Kellogg's. I love it. Did anyone else put Crispix? Anybody else?
Let's see.
I don't mean on the guessing my thing. Did anyone else put that their favorite was Crispix?
I think I saw one person.
Wow. He thinks he saw one person. That is
Crispix.
good.
That critic video.
Yeah.
Cereal.
Yeah, that critic video. That critic video is my number one watcher and commenter, and once even sent me cereals to review. Could not be happier that that critic video is on the live episode today. Thank you so much for doing that. We totally love that guy. Hey, I also pumped, before we get to the cereal review itself, I also promoted in putting this live episode together that we would have a major announcement, at least one big announcement. So let me talk about that for a little while. The big announcement is that I am starting a second remix channel called Cerealsly Remix, and that channel launches this Tuesday. And what it is it's going to be re-edited, reinvigorated old episodes. Some of you know this, but we are over 100 episodes in to Seriously. I think this is episode 105, maybe 104. But basically, we're doing this live episode because I have posted an episode a week for 2 years. This is the 2-year anniversary of the channel. That seems amazing to me. But we have all this great backlog that I want people to see. And so I am going to upload 2 videos from the back catalog every week over at Seriously Remix. So you'll hear some promotion about that before it launches on Tuesday. But I would love for you guys to go over there to subscribe at Seriously Remix. There's nothing there yet, but I think there is. The channel exists. I think it's youtube.com/@Cerealsly Remix. I know that's not a very fun way to get there. Just search for it and you'll probably find it. Give it a subscription over there, subscribe over there, and then Tuesdays and Fridays, or maybe Mondays and Thursdays, maybe I haven't decided yet, there will be 2 videos from the back catalog, re-edited, reimagined, and uploaded. Here's why I'm doing this. Like I said, number one reason, I think I want people to see those old videos, and most of them are somewhat timeless, and reviews that are pretty fun. The second reason is because, and let me be a little bit honest here, I think I kind of messed up this channel. This channel will continue. I will still be putting weekly new videos up on this channel, but I think I shot myself in the foot with this channel, and here's why. Couple things. First of all, my bread and butter is long-form cereal reviews. About 10 to 12 minutes is where I aim. Some are shorter, some are quite a bit longer, but that's where I'm aiming every week, 10-ish minutes. I also experimented for quite a while with tons of shorts. And if you're a shorts viewer, that you came to this channel because you watched shorts, that is incredible. You need to know you are of the very small minority because almost nobody who subscribed because of shorts stuck around to watch the long form videos. They're just 2 different audiences. So by putting so many shorts, I think I messed up my algorithm, and the long form videos are harder for people to engage with coming from shorts. So that's the first thing. I want to make this new Seriously Remix channel a little bit cleaner in that regard. I might use shorts for promotion, but it's not going to be very frequent. Second thing, and this is a little more vulnerable, I think I messed up the Seriously channel because I have to make an admitting thing. I have to tell you the truth here. I paid for some ads early on. $1 here, $1 there. But I think I got somewhat like behind the scenes blacklisted because of that. I think YouTube is like, we don't need to show this guy's videos to people because he'll pony up some cash. He'll pay for that. And back in the day, that was true. Now listen, I haven't done that for like a year and a half, but I think that early start of promoting my videos through YouTube, through legitimate means, kind of messed up my algorithm also. And I love that algorithm. I want my algorithm to be positive. I want to embrace the YouTube algorithm. And so we're kind of doing an experiment together where, again, the weekly fresh videos will still be always on this channel, but over the next year, we're going to see if Seriously Remix captures a new audience, brings some more people in, and has them experience Seriously for the first time. If my theory is correct, that will grow healthier and more organically over the next year or 2. Maybe there will come a time when that one outpaces it. Maybe it'll crash and burn and no one will watch either one. That's fine. I'm not in this for the glory, which has been very clear so far. That's the reason why Seriously Remix is going to launch next week. 2 videos a week, re-edited, fresh, a little bit shorter, especially the early ones were quite long because I didn't know what I was doing with editing, and I think you'll really enjoy that. So tell your friends to go and subscribe here and subscribe there. Thank you for listening to all of that announcement part of it. Hey, I have another question for you. Some of you have been doing great telling us what your favorite cereals are. But now that there are quite a few of you here, how many of you are here? 23 people watching. Our minds are blown. Our high guess was 5 people watching. So we are multiples of that. Thank you so much. I would actually love to know, if you're willing, what our personal connection is. You don't have to give me personal details, no personal information, but if you're my friend, can you put you're my friend? If you're just a Cerealsly viewer, that we only know each other digitally like this, I'd love to know that. If you're my mom, I'd love to know if you're my mom. Now listen, I know who my mom is, so this isn't one of those like long goals of trying to find my mom, sort of a Mamma Mia situation. No, I know who my mom is, but I don't know if she's here. So if you're my mom, can you tell me you're my mom? That will be great. It will. Oh, and then I'd also love where in the country or the world that you are. So please don't tell me your personal information. This is a very privacy-based thing. I want to make sure everyone stays safe online. Be very prudent with that. But what is our connection? Do we know each other? That'd be awesome. And if not, if you're just a Cerealsly viewer, that is maybe more awesome for us to be internet buddies, even though we're internet strangers. That is really cool. So in the chat, that's what I would love to see. Charlie, how's the chat going? Anybody interacting with anything at all?
We got...
Can they hear you?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got?
Just a viewer. You were the best man at my wedding. I'm your dad.
My dad, okay.
I'm your wife.
Yes.
I'm your mom. Viewer.
Wow. Viewer, okay.
Your brother.
Yes. All of my family. Thanks so much.
Friend, brother-in-law.
Friend, brother-in-law. Wow. Are you putting where you are in the country? Because that would be interesting. Are they doing that?
Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, Torrance.
They're all...
Flagstaff, Arizona, Canada.
They're all people I know. This is awesome. You guys, thank you so much for supporting me in this episode. That truly does mean a lot. I am not a person that minds that the bulk of my audience is people who are personally connected to me. I love that. I love you. And I'm so happy we get to spend this time together.
We have another viewer, your other son.
All right. It's good. My son and my wife chimed in separately. That's 2 different viewers, even though they're probably the same place. That's great.
Riverside, California.
Ooh.
Torrance, South Dakota.
South Dakota, huh?
Awesome.
All right. Okay. Well, I think it's time, Charlie. This, after all, is a cereal review channel, and I want to put all of my expertise into helping you have a great cereal experience, to figure out if you need to go run out, if you haven't already, and buy one of these glazed donut hole cereals. So let's go to the review. I'm trying to set all my stuff up. Ah, crud. There's no way I could have done it. It would have been impossible. So that was a good try. Actually, play it one more time, Charlie. Let's see if I can get the rest of my stuff. Yes, we nailed it. Good job, us. Oh, hey, if you've made it this far in the video, you might be my mom still. But whoever you are, will you do me one more favor, because you've been so kind to me for logging into this at all? Will you leave a like on this video? That would mean a lot. You've already been doing great commenting. I really appreciate that. But a like and some interaction goes quite a long way. If you haven't subscribed, that would be amazing. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, you are a true hero. But please subscribe. That would be extra incredible. All right. I think I am ready. Are you ready? Some of you followed the promotion of this and went out and bought the cereals. Just yesterday, I was texting with my friend Tony, and he bought all 3 of these cereals, and that just means the world to me. For the first time in Cerealsly history, we are going to eat cereal together live. And I would love to know along the way what you think of these things. I think I am ready. I've got my bowls. I've got my spoon. I have got my trusty 1% milk. And of course, I have got the cereal of the hour here, Glazed Donut Holes. I have it backwards. Glazed Donut Holes cereal from Kellogg's. What an interesting bunch of cereals. I feel like, I know this is Kellogg's, and what I'm about to compare it to is General Mills, but these feel a lot to me like the launch of the Loaded line that happened last year in 2024. Same thing, where it was 3 cereals at once at the beginning of the year that are capitalizing on known flavors and brands for their big manufacturers. So for in this instance, it's of course Kellogg's releasing these, and the conceit here is that they look like little donut holes, which just means they're spheres. Do you know how much time and energy I spend mentally saying spheres instead of balls? It's a big deal, and I would challenge you to do the same if you have a family-friendly YouTube channel, that these are spheres for us. So they're little frosted spheres, and they come in 3 flavors. Let's talk about the flavors first. Let me tell you that this one makes the most sense. This one is Frosted Flakes Glazed Donut Holes. Yeah, Frosted Flakes themselves are a thing that is frosted. Same thing with these glazed donut holes, a thing that is frosted. So for me, this is the most logical connection. Then I think it gets weird. Next, we have the Apple Jacks ones. Would you say that Apple Jacks are glazed in some way? I wouldn't, but I do think that there is the benefit here of Apple Jacks are donut shaped. And so these are donuts moving to donut holes. And that's good. So these make somewhat sense. Not as much sense as the Frosted Flakes, but still a little bit of sense. Then let us talk about Crave Glazed Donut Hole cereals. This one makes the absolute least sense to me. The whole thing about Crave is that it's a cereal with like a filling. This does not have that. In fact, they could have made that and just had like a little bit of chocolate inside, like a like a filled donut hole. They didn't do that. Instead, these are chocolate. These are glazed chocolate. So I get that there's glazed chocolate donut holes, but I guess that's all they had. All they had from Kellogg's was glazed chocolate. The only chocolate cereal that they could come up with to represent that was Crave. I actually spent some time in the grocery store just yesterday looking at what their other options would have been, and I was surprised to realize that Kellogg's has almost no chocolate cereals. They've got Crave, sometimes 2 kinds of Crave that both have chocolate in them. And then the only other thing I could find was Cocoa Krispies. Rice Krispies version, Cocoa Krispies, was the only other chocolate. Isn't that amazing to realize? I assumed that cereal companies have chocolate cereals coming out of their ears, but it's just not the case. So Crave makes very little sense, but they wanted a chocolate one, and they searched and found others. Now I'm interested, going back to the Loaded connection, I am interested to see if these follow that same path, where they start with very well-known cereal connections. Maybe they throw in a couple more of those. I can think of like Fruit Loops that they could do, like a fruity glazed donuts, although there's not really fruity glazed donuts. Or they could do Crispix. They should do Crispix. That would make 0 sense at all. That would just be to honor me if they did that. But maybe they'll do like the Loaded cereals did, where they launch with these direct connections to cereals, but then they go on to just like whatever the heck flavor they want to make them. Loaded has made birthday cake and s'mores flavor. It has nothing to do with cereal tie-ins. Maybe the glazed donut holes will just go to blueberry, and there's not a flavor connection. It just is a donut connection. Well, that was a lot of me talking about glazed donut hole cereal. And, Charlie, what's that? And Charlie has some chat updates, so yes, I would love to hear some. Can you show you while you do some chat updates? Because I think you're worth seeing. There he is, folks.
Right. We got Let's Go Crave.
All right.
Donut holes don't have fillings, but I love they did.
Wait a minute. Come back to me. There are no donut holes that have fillings? That can't be true. There must be somebody who has put a little syringe in there and put some filling, right? Let's search the internet for that. I can't do it while I'm doing this, but I just don't want us making bold statements like donut holes don't have fillings. Maybe that's true or not. Who cares? Okay, Charlie, anything else?
Curious to see what you think. I thought Crave was awful, Frosted Flakes was bleh, and Apple Jacks were actually decent.
Oh.
But Apple Jacks have more of an apple fritter flavor. Yeah. fritter flavor.
Apple fritter flavor for sure. Which I don't know that there are apple fritter glazed donut holes. Do you think that that's the case? I don't know. I don't know if that exists either. Again, they're stretching things a little bit, and we're going to be okay with that. Okay, one more big thing to talk about these cereals before we actually start tasting them, and it has to do with the box. Charlie, can you go to the... oh, you can't go to the Top Shot because it has shut off on us. Hold on a second, folks. I am fixing this thing here. All right. Charlie, can you go to this one so they can see? Okay, here we have Glazed Donut Holes cereal, okay? They look nice. There's Tony the Tiger. He thinks they're great. On the back, they all have a very similar thing. But what I want to talk about in particular is this section right here. So if you've got your own box, you should look at the back because I think it's on every flavor. It says, we did the math. Donut holes are perfect, what does it say? Perfect shape to deliver more glaze. And then they have a picture of two things. The sphere, which donut holes are, and this donut shape thing. Did you know that the donut shape is called a torus? I didn't know that, but it's true. Now, okay, go back to me for a second, Charlie, so I can look them in the eyes. The thing that they are saying is that a donut hole has more surface area, or is a better carrier of surface area and glaze than a torus, a donut shape. Is that true? I just want you to think for a second about that. I am in total disagreement, depending on what they're saying. Okay, go back to let us see the cereal box again. I am a little bit confused here what comparison they're making. They have these like math equations below, which I assume are the equations based to figure out the surface area. The only thing similar about them is they both reference radius. And if they're comparing the radius of the donut hole to the radius of a torus, and if those things are the same, there's no way that that is the same. There's no way that a donut hole has more surface area, right? This is a math show, it turns out. If anyone is a geometry whiz, this is a big debate in the cereal world. People are up in arms about this when it comes to cereal fanatics on Reddit, on all the places where people get mad at each other. They're flipping out because they're not sure what they mean. And I'm with them. I don't think it's true. Unless they're talking about spheres are the best way to pack them into a box. And if you fill a box and they have more surface area, maybe that's true. But they're not saying that because they were comparing the two items, and I don't know what they're talking about. So if you've got some insight on the geometry of toruses, and spheres, that would be great. I would be fascinated to hear what your take is on that. Jeez Louise, now it's time on this cereal review channel to actually eat some cereal. Which one should we start with? I think I might go from most normal to what I consider to be the biggest stretch. So I am going to start with the Frosted Flakes Glazed Donut Hole. So if you've got these, get out your box and let's open them together, see what they look like in a bowl. All right, let's open this. Are you opening yours? That's so cool if you're doing that. All right, let's see what they look like in a bowl. They look exactly like you'd think that they would look. They pulled no punches in putting what they look like on the box, did they? They are small, sort of, I always say this, but kind of beige-ish cereal. They look glazed. I wish I had some Frosted Flakes with us so we could compare and see if they looked like a similar color. These kind of look gray. Sometimes I make fun of things for being beige. These are actually gray. What do you think of how they look? I think they look a little bit boring, but no one was expecting much from them. We'll see if the other ones do a little bit better than these. But now it is time to try. Let us try Frosted Flakes Glazed Donut Holes Dry. Huh. Well, they taste like glazed cereal spheres, they don't taste anything like donut holes. And they have a weird aftertaste, which I don't think Frosted Flakes has. So, yes, they are connected to Frosted Flakes in the sense that they both have frosting on them. But other than that, I don't think this is a very good comparison. Now, it is okay tasting. The cereal itself is very just regular cereal, puff-like. If I had to guess, it's heavy on the corn as an ingredient. Let's see if I'm right in that. Whole yellow corn flour. I knew it. More corn flour after that, and that's it. Modified food starch. What does that even mean? What is that starch made of? That's what an ingredient should tell you. Oh, that's fine. Well, I think we need to put milk on this and see how far we get with that. See if that brings out anything that it did not originally bring out. Here we go. Let's pour some milk on it. What kind of milk do you like? What kind of milk did you just pour on your cereal? 1% like me? 2% like some people do? Or maybe you did something that wasn't even milk. You did something like silk. And you are a person that's healthier than I. All right, let's try Frosted Flakes Glazed Donut Holes cereal in milk. That's better. It deglazed the glaze. It removed a little bit of it. It made it a little more slick and interesting. It didn't change the horrendous gray color. It still looks just as boring and lame in that regard. But, ooh, I gotta give another bite. See if I was right. That it's really better in milk. One more time. This really improves the aftertaste. And I say aftertaste, but it literally was like directly after you chewed dry. I felt like there was a little bit of mustiness to it. The milk totally takes that away. Maybe that means that the milk is getting mustier, but I like that more than I expected in milk. If I had to give this by itself a rating, and I think I will one by one instead of waiting till the end, I think this is fine. I think this is probably a 2.5. Nothing super special, but it's not gross. There's nothing bad about this. Would I pick this over other cereals? I don't think so. But if you're looking for a plain frosted cereal and you've eaten too many flakes in your life and you don't want to go as lightly glazed as, say, like a Kix, pick this one up. Pick up Frosted Flakes Glazed Donut Holes. No, fine. A fine start. Kellogg's, good job. Let's put that one aside. Now, can you get this one out? Get your Apple Jacks out, everybody. Because we're going to eat this together. I do like that they brought the Apple Jacks guys with them, although I feel like they're looking too happy nowadays. Charlie, go to this shot. Do you remember when they were like crazy? Now they're just happy. It's just apple cinnamon man. Oh, but look, on this cereal, there's little flecks and dots. So maybe these will be more colorful looking in a bowl than the other ones were. All right, let's open these things up, see what we got. Oh, man, did I rip the bag. I ripped the bag hard. Look at that rip. Can you see it? That's bad. Not their fault. My fault. I was too excited. All right, let's pour these in. Ugh. Well, I was dead wrong. These look pitiful. These look absolutely no better at all. They show them as bright with colored flecks on them. Are there colored flecks at all on these? Geez Louise, we will have to pour some milk on these and double check to see if they have any color at all, because these look like a corpse. These look like a dead body is what we're going to eat, don't they? They look shriveled and gross and gray, And I am unimpressed by that. But I can tell you, look, they smell of alcohol. They smell like boozy. And I'm not an alcohol drinker. Some of you saw my Bailey's cereal episode just a few weeks ago. Pick up your bowl and smell these if you've got them in front of you. There is something fermented about them. That can't be possible that they actually have some sort of flavor. They're supposed to be apple cinnamon. There's no way I'm sitting here putting this to my nose and smelling apple cinnamon or fritter. That would be what you would expect. I'm smelling a little bit of the alcohol. All right, but it's not about smell. It's a little bit about smell, but it's mostly about looks, and these look terrible. Then, second to that, or maybe most importantly, is the taste. Let us try Apple Jacks Glazed Donut Holes cereal. Mmm. Oh. Well, these are better. These are tangier. These have something. The something is apple cinnamon flavor. The other things just tasted plain, and that makes sense. They're saying that they're the standard, they're the default, but this is something more. Listen, this tastes like apple fritter. Smelling it doesn't smell like apple fritter. Tasting it does. So I don't know what's happening there. I don't know why the aerosol is different than the taste itself. But boy, that was a much more enjoyable bite than the first one. Let's put milk on it. See what that's to it. Maybe the milk will wash off some of the dead body look, and instead the apple cinnamon flecks. Because yes, on the box they literally show flecks of green and brown or something on it. Let's put milk on it and see what happens. Hey, what have you noticed different about this being a live episode? Have you noticed how much I chew? When I'm editing, I have gotten down to chewing 2 or 3 times and then I cut straight to my reaction. In this, I am chewing a lot. This is how I chew in real life. This is how I chewed in the first couple episodes before I was doing faster editing. And the biggest feedback I got was, we don't need to see you chewing for so long. It's too much chewing. Well, I purposely chatted a little bit to let the milk kind of get a hold of the cereal in hopes that it would wash away some of the grossness here. It did not. It still looks bad to me. But that doesn't mean it will taste bad, even though it both looked and smelled bad. So let us give a try to Apple Jacks Glazed Donut Holes cereal in a milk. Oh, yeah. Well, well, well. If you have boxes of these at home, you should absolutely eat these in the order that I ate them. You should start with the nothing version, which is the Frosted Flakes one, and then move to this, because I'm wondering if I'm enjoying this so much just because it is a taste and the other one barely had a taste. This is quite good. I'm going to take another bite. Here's something interesting I'm noticing. These puffs, these spheres, these donut holes, yeah, right, donut holes, but they're spheres. They're soft. They're crunchy, but they're not crunchy like Cap'n Crunch is crunchy, like that'll hurt the top of your mouth. They're a much more forgiving corn-based cereal where my teeth are settling into them, and at the same time, the glaze itself is protecting them a little bit. They're not getting super soggy super fast. They're not sucking up all the milk and getting gross right off the bat. That's impressive and positive. Let me take one more bite and see if a third time is going to make any difference here. Well, I think I genuinely like these. Are they better than Apple Jacks themselves? No. You're making a joke if you're going to ask that question. Just get Apple Jacks. But if you're looking for something a little bit different, something that takes away all the beautiful color of Apple Jacks and instead makes it look like a dead person and smell of booze, you should get Apple Jacks Glazed Donut Holes. As far as rating, I think this is pretty good. I think I'm going to go, I'm thinking on the edge of 3.5 or 4. 4 seems so lofty. 4 seems like you got to earn 4. At this point, I'm just going to give this a 3.5. So Frosted Flakes, I gave a very middling 2.5 out of 5. Apple Jacks version, I'm going to give a 3.5. Quite good. Definitely in the positive range now. Charlie, any updates on the dear old chat there?
Let's see.
Checking everything here.
Oh, Pirate Head 22 is a math teacher.
No way. And what did they say about torus size?
Assuming the formula to the torus is 2 pi squared RR, the only way that the surface area of the donut hole and the torus are the same is if R equals R.
Yeah.
Since it won't, the donut hole will have more surface area than the donut.
Since it won't. Why did it say that part? Since it won't have the same thing. So you're saying they're not implying that it does have, that R equals R? R cannot equal R? Or they've just decided. Now, let's look at the picture. Hey, can you pull up this one again? This is a great discussion. All right. He's definitely right. Thank you so much for chiming in on this. That in this picture, R does not at all equal R here. I don't even know what they could be comparing R to. Neither are they the same in the entire, the diameter of this versus the diameter of that, in the whole torus to the whole sphere, nor are they the whole sphere to the whole of the torus itself. So I think he's right, that there's no way that R in these pictures equals R. But just to clarify, school teacher man, what was his name?
Pirate Head 22.
Oh, Pirate Head 22. Oh, wait. Who was the first guy on the feed? Mr. Portal was the first guy. I got them confused, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Portal, thanks so much for logging in so early. You're a true hero to me. But Pirate Head guy, thanks for chiming in. Can you do one more favor? Can you say, is it possible that if R does not equal R, that at some point the surface area of the torus would indeed exceed that of a sphere? For sure. Because if you have a donut the size of the planet and a donut hole the size of one of these donut holes, then the surface area would be gigantically different. Okay, well, thanks for that. It was really helpful. Very, very good science, which is what people tune in for when we jump to Cerealsly.
Your wife.
My wife said something?
Can we make Seriously t-shirts that say put milk on it?
Wow.
Make that happen.
Cerealsly merch. Why isn't that the big announcement this year? Why didn't I think of that? Thank you so much, my wife. That is awesome. Some of you will remember my wife, Erin, was also a guest on the show last year at Valentine's Day, and we ate very romantic cereals together. So when she asks questions, my heart is full with romantic love for her. And I'm super glad that you mentioned Cerealsly merch. We should totally do that. All right. Let us keep going. Charlie, is it okay to keep going? Or do you have something else?
There's more math discussion.
More math discussion. Okay.
It's per equal, Drew says it's per equal volume. If you have equal volumes of spheres versus a toroid with same radii, the spheres will have more surface area.
Do you suspect that this box... No, there's no way. So if I took a box of Apple Jacks and a box of these Apple Jacks glazed donut holes, are they intended to be the same volume or just the same mass? I know the box would make it seem like it's a volume issue, but everybody knows they're not actually filling the same amount in the box. It's the bag can be whatever size they want. So are they saying weight here? Yeah, this is a weight issue. Man, what interesting mathematical insights from the Cerealsly crowd. Really, really impressive.
The box is wrong,
I have heard that the formula on the box isn't actually correct. Dang, we got some smart people out there. Any of them related to me? Or are these just random smart people? Not random. They're smart people who are generous with their time and logged in. Hey, I noticed during this, I glanced down at a feed I have here, that we hit 29 viewers at the same time. That is absolutely incredible. I didn't glance down to ever see 30. If we break that 3-0 mark, whoo, I'm the most famous person I know. That's not true at all. I know a lot more famous people. I don't know any famous people, but I know my brother and my friend who have a podcast that's totally great. Two Gomers. You should listen to them. Actually, some of you came to watch Seriously because of the Gomers promoting. So the Two Gomers rule. All right, we're going to do this cereal now. Get your cereals out. Do you have your cereal out? This is the one that makes no sense, or very little sense. Chocolate. All right, let's open Glazed Donut Holes Crave up and see what it looks like in a bowl. Ooh, harder to open. But I was being more careful because I didn't want to rip it and embarrass myself again like I did with the Apple Jacks. All right, let's pour these babies out and see what they look like. Well, they look dead and brown instead of a dead gray body. They're like, okay, I mean, they look terrible. But chocolate cereals, most chocolate cereals don't look like anything. But look at them compared to, these are the Apple Jacks ones. This is the Crave ones. These are the Apple Jacks ones. You cannot tell me that these are more colorful than these. They're just various shades of looking dumb. This one looks like darker gray than this one. Just since we're doing this, let's pull the Frosted Flakes back in. Come on. This is the most boring lineup of cereals I have ever seen. All right. Charlie, come back to me so that I can stare them down. Let us try, for the first time, Crave Glazed Donut Holes cereal from Kellogg's. Well, if this is all that Kellogg's has for chocolate, it's fine. Interestingly, it tastes like the outside of a Crave, and nobody eats Crave for the outside of a Crave. We eat Crave because of the chocolate inside, the filling part, the icing part. What do they call it? Filling? Icing? Goo? Whatever it is, the sauce that's inside of the Crave. This tastes like the outside of a Crave from the double chocolate brownie kind. So I guess that makes a little bit more sense, but that's not what they're saying. They're not saying double chocolate brownie kind. They're saying the regular Crave, which is not chocolate on the outside, only chocolate inside. But again, let me say, as far as chocolate tastes go, very mild. Looks bad. I didn't even smell it. No, it smells not normal. Doesn't smell as boozy as the Apple Jacks one. But it doesn't look very good. Oh, I'm trying to think of chocolate cereals that do look good. Wednesday cereal, remember that one? With a dark chocolate look to it. It was like dead black. That was very cool. This is not that. You will not be stunned by the look of this. The taste, though, dry, was fine. Of course, though, we got to put some milk on this stuff and see what it does to it. See if that livens it up at all even more. Let me ask you this while I'm pouring the milk. Do you like chocolate donut holes? If you see a box, a Dunkin' Donuts variety box of donut holes, and there's chocolate glazed and there's plain glazed. Again, I don't think there are apple fritter glazed, but let's just imagine that there are. Which one are you picking? I definitely would not pick the chocolate glazed. I'm not a chocolate donut guy. So I'm not going to let that hold it. I'm not going to hold that against these. So now, though, it is time, since we chatted and they're trying to escape here, let us try Crave Glazed Donut Holes cereal in milk. I like it. I like it a lot. One more try. Yum. You know what it is. I bet you can guess. If you're a Cerealsly viewer, What is the differentiating factor between a bland cereal like the Frosted Flakes and my face when I go, what is the difference? You know what it is. It is salt content. It is how much salt is in this. And dang, if they did not put a lot of salt in this, I would say it's salty, legitimately a salty cereal, which I like a lot. I'm going to take one more bite. This is the only one I think I'm wanting to take a third bite of. Very surprising, because I did not think I would like this one. I will tell you what, it is tangier. It's got a richer, darker flavor to it than the other two. I think this one is my favorite. I was reticent. I was hesitant. I was trying to be conservative by not hitting a 4.0 with the Apple Jacks. And I think I was correct to do so because guess what? I am going to give to Crave Glazed Donut Holes a 4.0 out of 5.
Wow.
Wow is right. Thank you, Charlie. Now it is time to be brave, my friends. I am going to do what I often do not do, which is I am going to go back to the others to see what the sogginess factor is like. So first, let me try the Crave ones that have been in here the least amount of time. Still very crunchy, very yummy, very salty. I like that a lot. Why are these salty? Why does the chocolate one have salt in it? I mean, they all have salt in it, but why is it really coming out in the chocolate one? That doesn't make any sense. All right. Now let's go to the Apple Jacks, which it must be this one. Yeah, must be this one. All right, let's try. Even putting my spoon in there. This is a very risky business that I'm doing. Let's try the Apple Jacks one more time. 3.5. I really like this. This is fine. This is fine cereal. And not as sogtastic. In fact, the outside of it was becoming soggy, but it still had a crunchy core to it. So if we look back at how long I've been letting this stuff sit, this is still a reasonable amount of time. I wasn't disgusted by that. That's impressive because if these had been naked spheres, that milk would have been so absorbed that they would have been nasty. But they weren't. That wasn't too bad. Ooh, now let's go back to the Frosted Flakes. I like this one the least in the beginning, and now it's been sitting in this bowl for a while. Let's see if it has any core of crunchiness left. Let's try the Frosted Flakes one. Wow. That one is nothing. This one is barely a cereal. There's no taste to it. Again, if you only bought for this live episode, if you only bought the Frosted Flakes one, you have got to go get one of the other two because it is a terrible example of what these cereals could be. It is not even as good as a normal frosted cereal. It's boring. It is bland. It is nothing. Apple Jacks, big step up for me, and that's good. And then, of course, this chocolate one, this Crave one. Calling it Crave still doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm glad to still say that all of these stayed reasonably crunchy. Even this Frosted Flakes one wasn't like mush balls, mush spheres. It was fine. There was still a hopeful core to bring some crunch and lightness to it. I wouldn't let it sit out. What are you doing? Why are you taking so long to eat your cereal? Just eat it. I personally have never had a problem. Those of you who know me, you know that I, on my own, in the real world, never experienced soggy cereal because I eat cereal like this, and I suck it all up, and there it goes in probably less than 2 minutes a bowl is what my guess is. But my recommendation, going back to it again, is don't get the Frosted Flakes one. I give that a 2.5 out of 5. Apple Jacks, far better. Very much a cereal that's worth trying, I think. 3.5 out of 5 for me. The winner, in my opinion, even though it is very strange, is the Crave chocolate glazed donut cereal. Reigns supreme in my mind. May there be many more glazed donut hole cereals to try. Put a little color in it. Kellogg's. Give us a little something to look at so I don't think of morbidity while I am eating my cereal. But that's up to you. You're the manufacturer, not me. I am pleased to eat whatever that you will make for us. So with that said, Charlie, I think it's time to go to the conclusion while I clean some of this stuff up. Go. Well, friends, we have done it all. We talked live. We ate live. That was it. That's all we did, but it was live. It's the same stuff we always do, but live. Let me remind you of the two big giant things. First of all, I do want to give a very, very special thanks to my kid, Charlie. Charlie, can you show yourself again and give a wave to the fine people of the internet? There he is. Looking like $1 million. Good job, dude. Thanks for all the tech support on this, Myman. And the second big thing is launching this week. It's not up yet, I think the site is up right now. You should go over and look up the channel Cerealsly Remix, because we're going to be posting 2 older videos a week, refreshed, re-edited, much crisper than ever. Crispier than ever. Ooh, that would have been a good tagline. Even crunchier or something like that. I didn't actually come up with anything like that. But you can see them all over there. Support me on that channel. That would be great for you to subscribe to both. And then we will go through this experiment together. Will that one be more successful? Will it pick up momentum faster because I didn't shoot myself in the foot by doing noob mistakes in the YouTubing world? We will have to see. If you're interested in picking any of these up, if you didn't buy these already, I found mine easiest at Walmart. I know they were showing up at other places more recently, but they all launched at the beginning of the year at Walmart. They were all there, 3 pretty maids all in a row. So you can find them easily and likely, well, depending on what sales you get, likely cheaper. Do you go to Walmart? Are there Walmarts in your area? Probably, wherever you live. Now, oh, Charlie, you have something else comment-wise that has come up before we close this thing out? Yeah? Chat. Oh, yeah. What's going on in the chat?
All right. Drew says, "What? No way. You're making me sad. Crave to my taste buds was like sweet cardboard."
Oh, he thinks they're bad because they taste like... Maybe, well, what did you think of the salt content in the cardboard? Maybe if you had cardboard and you added salt to it, that's all it takes for me. Don't be sad. Be happy that we are a diverse group of people here. My opinion, this is not about my opinion. This is about us eating cereal together and enjoying each other's company. So don't worry about it. Don't be sad. And if you want to trade me a box of Crave for Frosted Flakes, I don't know if that would be worth it. But just as you eat your Frosted Flakes one, think of me not liking that one. And when I eat my Crave, I will think of you. Anything else, Charlie?
Chocolate has a depth of flavor alone that apple cinnamon doesn't. Chocolate and salt has been a known combo for a long time, I think, says your wife.
Chocolate and what has been a combo?
Salt.
Chocolate and salt has been a known combo, my wife says. Wow. Oh, I see what she means. Like when people put like, they're making a chocolate bar and then they put like rock salt on the top. I think salted caramel is ahead of that game. Salted chocolate is a known thing, but not as frequent. And they made no reference to being salted chocolate on there. But they certainly did well by making it salted chocolate anyway. So thanks, my wife. That's great. Charlie, good? Anything else? People have been nice?
Anthony Georgeson really loved the Apple Jacks one.
Yes! Tony, that's my guy, Tony. Oh, you saw him on an episode too. We did Poop Like a Champion cereals last year. That was really fun. Thanks, Tony. And Tony, thanks so much for all of your support. Tony's been incredible support on the channel. Really, really wonderful. Hey. How do we end? Oh, yeah. Will you do me one more favor? If you're still here at the end of this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you would like this video. Do we have that thing to play? Oh, yeah. Please like this video. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with what cereal we should try together in a future episode. Until then, are we ready to close, Charlie? This is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I can't believe how well this went. It's a big thanks to Charlie for running this whole thing, and a big thanks to you for logging in and being with us this morning. I hope the great rest of the day comes to you in wherever you are around our country or world. We will see each other again, but until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.